Welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and today is Monday. Monday. I don't know what made me do that. I am going to be working on my 365 challenge. I made this recently. I did not put one of my 365s on here, but I made this for flip over for a page. So this is my pseudo page for it, just to show you for a journal, but I really do like it on there. So I do have it paper clipped to the top because it does go over a page. But what I have in there is also a flip out that has the coin envelopes that I got a couple weeks ago maybe from Dollar Tree, and I hadn't used those yet, and I saw this, I'm like, oh, I really got to figure out coin envelopes. So I have that. I've got a tag in there, undecorated at the moment, and another page down here. So there is journal spots. I can journal there, and it flips up. And if you want to, you could journal back there because it is removable from the page. You could technically glue this down, but you still need, I would think, and maybe not because it'd be in a book, you might still need something to hold it down because it flips down from the top down. But it still might stay on its own in a book, glued down. I'd have to see without anything. But if you don't glue it down, then you do have this side that you'd be able to journal on also. So keep that side journal unglued. Maybe glue this side down because you don't want to glue that. So that side is glued down to the page, but it still then flips. Decorate there, pocket there. If it's glued down, journal is an option, but I do have a paper clip for it, and paper clip to the top of the page still works. Yeah. So I've decided to do these flip things for my 365 monthly calendar with different ones for top of the page flip overs. I really don't have too many things that go to the top of a page. A lot of the things I make, and I think a lot of us that make are pockets, side tucks, things that go toward the bottom of the book. So it tends to see a journal, the bottom is more chunkier than the top is. So I think was it the last journal I did, black and white maybe? I think there's a couple. No, I don't think it was one before then. The Americana, recently, it had some up tucks for it, which I really haven't done too much. So this is kind of my thought where I should really need to start doing some up tucks. So, and I'm going to show one version where if you do not have the coin envelopes, you can make this and still have it work. So I'm going to do both versions. All right. Oh, and as I turn to the side, I just want to show you something. I was snacking on these as I was prepping this. Grapes. Look at that grape. I got a bucket. I should probably know. I have a bucket of grapes. Look how huge they are. I don't know. I mean, I guess the scale of my hand shows how big they are, but they're huge. I got a whole bucket. Like huge. Now my hands are a little wet. There we go. But yeah, I was snacking on those in between videos, and yeah, they're so tasty. I think this time of year is a great time to get grapes, and they were on sale at my local grocer like 99 cents a pound. So I got like 2 huge bags of them. Well worth it. I love eating grapes at this time of year. So okay, but I digress. All right, so I have finished one of the ones for the 365 calendar. One of the pages here I've decorated with a little bit of washi tape, a little bit of the washi tape strips that I made, some labels, but again, there's the envelope, and I haven't decorated. I threw a label here because I was thinking about putting it over here, but I decided against it, so I just put it on this side. But this would go over the page. Let's use this side as an example. This would go over the page. So that side would be, like I said, decorated with something else. Glued down if you wanted to, or paper clipped, and then this side would have, it's so hard to show the whole flip being it's long, but this side would be the flip down. This, I probably would want to decorate. The words are upside down for this side. So put a piece of paper there, something that would leave a writing space at some point, and then have that for a journaling spot. So this one that I did is white on the back. This one I picked happened to be double-sided. I think most of the other ones I picked are, I think I have a couple. I like half and half, double-sided and not double-sided. So you can use either one. One thing I do have to say though is I would use a little bit, like this is not too, that's pretty thick. That's pretty thick. I wouldn't use really thin stuff for it, for that. So, all right. So let's get to working on this and see how easy this is to do. Get that out of the way, coin envelopes, and we'll start from scratch. Okay, we'll start with this one. Oh, that's not the, actually, I've got a lot of stuff pre-cut already because, you know, time-wise, but let's get to one that's the least amount of pre-cut. There we go. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so this was from a 12 by 12 piece of paper. This one happens to be double-sided. 12 by 12 that I have cut down to be only 8 inches wide. And I have kept the 12 inches. So what I did is I need 2 pieces that are 4 by 12. So could take my scoreboard out, score at 4, but I just find it just easy to just fold it in half, because then you know you got things that are split in half. And I was using it earlier, but just crease it out a bit. I am going to cut it, so it's not really meant to be creased, just meant to be folded so I can see where to cut it. Okay, now let's, I'll grab this. Okay, I'm going to cut it. Like I said, I could have cut it to 4, but if I it could be slightly off, and then they're 2 different sizes, but if it's close, you're okay. All right, so one of them we're going to use for the top fold. So we're going to just go ahead and pick this one, just because, why not? So we're going to take one of the 4 by 12s and just fold it in half. And I see there's a little bit of weird, must have cut at an angle. So I'm gonna, actually I think I'm gonna get my cutter. This paper was pretty thick, so I'm guessing it just folded a little crooked. There we go. That's better. Oops. Sorry, shake the whole world there. All right. Now again, preference, but I am going to round corners of these down here, just as a preference, not a necessity. And if you want to ink, and I'm just gonna slightly ink the outside because of the white. Okay, so that is for the outside. Sorry, this side. It is for the outside that goes on the top of the page, right there. Okay, so now we're gonna attach our envelope, and I'm just gonna fold it so I know where the fold is. I don't know if I said that these coin envelopes, that I got them a while ago, but I did get them from the Dollar Tree. Okay, so we are going to attach them to this back side of the journal. Now, these coin holders are, when they're folded, they're about 6.5 inches. So you can't glue them all the way down because they'll fold. So what I found is if I put it inside, sorry, I gotta do it back here. If I put it even with the back and just have a little bit of the fold over, that is what I'm gonna glue. And I'll explain that again after I can move my hand here. Throw a little glue on the top there and some right up there. Okay, so this is the fold for going over the pocket on the one side. So this is technically the front, but I am doing it kind of backwards. So I took this and I stuck it in the back, and instead of shoving it all the way down, I had it so it's even with the bottom and sticking up, and then just fold it in to glue. Okay, hopefully that's understandable. All right, so we are now going to flip to the other side. This side where the envelope ends, we are going to attach the front flap. Now, the front flap, as you can see, is longer because I want to cover up the coin envelope. And to make it easier, all I did was cut this down to 8 inches, and that left a journal card available to use with other stuff. So it leaves a nice size. That one I cut a little shorter, but this leaves a nice size journal card that can go in there. So I'm going to just cut this. Take off 4 inches, and which one do I want to keep? Keep that on the front. Okay. All right, I'm gonna cut this side 4 inches off. So if you got something that goes one direction or the other, you want to pay attention to that. So nice little fun journal card right there. Not necessarily for this project, but for future. Okay. Oh, it should. That wasn't 8 inches. What was I smoking? 7. Okay. Should have cut 5 off. All right, so we just need to cut another inch off. I think I'm gonna cut the top. All right. Scrap. There we go. So the envelope, when it is folded, is 6 inches, 6.5. So I cut the card to 7. Okay, 6.5 envelope, 7 front, just to make sure that it covers that. If I did, I could technically do 6.5 and it would be right to that edge, but I like the 7. It gives a little bit more room to decorate and be on the front of something. The original one that I made the same size, as you can see, as the envelope, and it actually ended up, when it got taped down, ended up being a little shorter. So you can see the envelope behind it, and that's why after I made the prototype, I decided to add length to the fronts of those. So, and again, we're gonna round the bottom. Okay, so that is gonna go there, but we have to know which way it needs to flow. So that's going to go there, that's going to flip up there. So we are going to tape it there. Now, we are going to tape it with a washi tape just so it stays like that. So I think I have some neutral. Yeah, I got just some neutral washi tape here. Now you can be very precise and cut it straight. You can be kind of imprecise and rip. I am going to put extra glue on here though, because since this is a flipping joint, I want it to be nice and strong. Do my best to center it, and I'm going to just pull it out ever, it's hard to see, ever so slightly, so not butting against each other, but just a scotch. There we go. Just a scotch so it has room to fold on itself. Now this one, I did that generic one, and then I also put another one, not necessarily as, it is a little bit more to help it hold, but it was also a little more decorative. It got a little bit of, it's hard to tell, but it's got a little bit of writing on there. All right, just trying to see which way is correct. I'll flip that up. All right, so we're gonna put the words this way. Okay, and that just, like I said, adds a little decoration to it, but also helps keep that down. Okay. So there we go. Now one thing I forgot to do before I attach this was to put a punch hole in here. Not necessary, but this, oh, I have to go this way. This, trying to center it. There we go. There's not a ton of room for it to go in, so it just helps to have a little bit of place to be able to it's not in that one, it's in the other one. Have a little bit of room to be able to reach the card in there, put it down, because you can't have it sticking up too much because it folds down, so it really is needs to be below that area. So okay, all right, so the other thing I did with this one is I did end up, oh, not that one, this one. This one I did end up putting another washi tape on this side, because as you can see, there is, the washi tape is there. It's a tad sticky, so it won't hurt to put another piece of washi tape on that side. There we go. Right? Cute. So, if we have a page, the shorter side is the one that goes over the page, and then this taller side is the one that flips out. Tag, pretty pictures. Since these are double-sided, it's not as much journaling, but again, if I wanted to be journaling for this, then I can go ahead and add some paper to that side so I can journal on it. All right, it's cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and decorate this one. And this one, all right, that is the one, and I picked this pun paper because there was blue in there, and there's burgundy in there, and there's green, and I thought, how fun is that, right? Okay, so we're gonna do that, and probably put a little bit of this too much lately. Some paper I got. I think this might work good. Just breaks it up a little bit, right? There we go. Okay, I think I'll do that. And then I also brought out these tapes. Might be a little too dark blue. Oh, I like that one. Okay. We're just gonna rip the two ends and ink them. Yeah, I like that. I got recently, my husband gets magazines from neighbors to shred for paper to put in our Etsy orders. You know, recycle, you know, why buy that pre-shredded stuff? And magazines are great. So she comes over with this book, which would be great to shred. They're wonderful. But I'm like, okay, that's a perfect glue book. It's the Uline catalog, so catalog for businesses. And I'm like, well, that is perfect. So we are gonna be using this probably for the next year. I do still have the other one that I had, the Harriet Carter one that I have. It's laying around somewhere, so I might occasionally use that one too. But like it's 700-800 pages. Yeah, so I'll be using this for a while. I kind of laughed when I saw it. I'm like, well, that's perfect. Let's use that. This is a little thicker, so I think I'm going to use this, and hopefully it comes out. I just realized I didn't have the pin in there. Okay. I think that's nice. Simple, easy. I think the other one, the sample one I had a label under there too. With this one, I put a label under there, but I think with those lines there, I think that's good. Nice and simple. Over the page, and like I said, this side can be decorated too, but I think I will leave those for whatever journal it ends up going into to be able to coordinate it with that journal. Couldn't think of the word. And then again, the sides that go in there, depending on if I glue it in there or if I just paper clip it in there, can add some paper at that point, and got room for a tag. But again, this all goes back to just stocking up on some stuff to be able to use in future journals. These definitely have sort of fall colors, so this could be great for a fall journal. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so let's go through, and I'm gonna make one more fold just because it was kind of, the first time I explained it, sometimes it's hard to explain. I know how to do it, but now that I've explained it once, I think the second time's a little easier to explain. I'll show how I do another one, and then I'll come back with them all assembled and just do some decorating. So let us put this to the side, and that one's done. We'll put that to the side. All right, so let's bring this one out. All right, so this one I've already taken the 12 by 12 paper and cut it into the two 4 by 12s. We're gonna take one of them and fold in half. Again, if we want to round, round. If you don't want to round, don't round. If you want to ink, go ahead and ink. And I'm just inking just the edge, just to knock off a bit of the white that is the core of the paper, not really to age it. All right, so the second piece we are going to cut down to, everyone say it with me, 7 inches. So since it's 12, I'm going to cut 5 off. I think I'm going to cut that side off because that flower's kind of bright and kind of fun, and that would make a great little journal card. So there we go. All right, so I don't think it really necessarily goes one way or the other, but we're going to call this the bottom. And just ink that a little bit. Okay, now for actually, I probably should show how I do this, but not use that. Okay. All right, so to make a faux, and I've done one already for a different maze. To make a faux, this, actually it looks like I made it a little bigger. I'll have to pay attention to that. Yeah. Okay, so to make a faux one of these, okay, we are going to take an 8x8 sheet of paper. Now this was from an 8.5 by 11, so I'm just going to take a 1/2 inch off, because originally I thought that's what I was going to do, but I'm going to do so. We're going to start with an 8x8 sheet of paper to make the envelope. Now, the easiest way I found to do these is just to fold it in. If you want to make it the same size of these are approximately 3.5 inches wide. So I'm going to follow here, and I'm just going to fold this in so that it meets in the middle and is approximately 3.5 inches. Now I want to make it straight, so I'm going to make sure it's even down there. And then if it's not exactly, it's fine. It'll end up being, because this is 4 wide, as long as you are under 4, it will be fine. So this would actually probably have gone with it pretty well too. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to score. Now you could just fold this up about 1/2 inch, but I'm going to score the bottom at 1/2 inch. And I probably could just open this paper up and do it, but I'll just do it from both sides. And then for the top, we are going to score it at 1 inch. The flap on the coin holder is probably about 1 1/8, but it's just easier to say 1 inch. Score it 1/2 at the bottom and 1 at the top. Just makes it easier to remember. Okay, so to make the envelope, we're going to then take the bottom and we're going to cut inside the folds and then cut away the fold, or the score mark, cut away the score mark. And the reason you're cutting it away is just to leave a little bit of room so that when it folds, it doesn't bind up on itself. So it's up a little bit. And we're going to do the same with the top. You're going to angle it in a little bit. And how far you angle it in is really going to just be aesthetic to the flap of the coin holder. And fold it in, cut it inside, and cut it inside. Okay, so there you go. All right, once you've got them done, go ahead and fold up where the score is. Take some glue on the flap. Oops, sorry. Glue at the edge of the outside one, and then the edge of the inside one, and then you know that they both catch because they're overlapped. It's hard to tell how far to go in, but if you do the two lines, you're going to catch it all. Fold up the bottom. All right. Now, once it's glued, you want to do the hole like the other one. There we go. I'm like, why don't I go farther? Well, because you got it on the wrong side. And we're going to eyeball center as best we can. And there you go. One coin envelope. Now, it does not have to be done for this project only. This is a great way to make little envelopes, coin envelopes. You could even make these into flips in on journals, because you can attach this and have that in there. So, easy peasy. All right, so should I just attach that? I wasn't planning on it, but it sure does look like it will go in there. So why not? Okay, so is this gonna be long enough? Yeah, it's gonna be long enough. Okay. All right, so the back page that gets flipped over, we are going to stick this on the back. And we're gonna make sure that it is raised up, because that's the top of the page. We don't want it over the page. Make sure it's raised up. Whoops, it shifted. There we go. All right. And it's sort of similar how we made this pocket. We're gonna throw some glue on the top of the flap, and then just some glue on the top of the page. Oops, not on the, slid right off. I'll get that. And we're gonna close it so we know it's gonna catch on both. I'll flip this over and get rid of that glue that seeped through before I glue my envelope together. Okay, so there is that. Again, over the page, flips down. So now we're gonna take this part, which will go here, like that. And we're gonna go ahead and glue that there. This is gonna be the outside. And then we can go in and do the inside. And I do have some pretty pink here. I wonder if this would work. Yeah, why not? Whoops. Oh. Okay, there we go. That's what happens when your fingers are sticky. There we are. You end up pushing it. All right. Put some on this side. I don't know of a much easier way to add glue to washi tape besides doing that, and then you end up getting glue on your finger. But if anybody has any better suggestions, I mean, I guess I could have probably tried to put some of the our glitter glue on there, but I don't know. Okay, so over the page, flips down, envelope, front. And since this was single-sided, journaling space, fun, journaling space, journaling space. And again, if you wanted to add an additional washi on there to hold, you could do that. And I think I'm going to do it on the decoration side because there's not a lot going on the paper here. It's just a really backgroundy kind of thing. And there we go. Okay, you are this one. I picked this one because there's a lot of yellow in there, even though there is some pink. But all right, let's do that. I need to get rid of my first U-line page. Okay. There's a bit of pink down there. This is not my normal go-to. The normal go-to one I have has the more of the labels in there. There we go. And this one has a little bit more color in it, so that's why I decided to go with this one. They're like advertisements, weird advertisements, but they have some fun colors on them. So, like this says, try a stack witch, but there's a bit of pink to it. I think that's probably going to be enough. All right, so do I have a bit of pink on there? Actually, I think I'm gonna put that somewhere else in a second. So I think I do want. And you're like, why are you kind of focusing on the pink? Well, there is a lot of yellow in the flower and pink in the paper. So I'm kind of going with that contrast. I do have that. But I do have that. I saw that out of the corner of my eye, and I think I might like that one better. No harm. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm not going to rip the other side. I'm just going to put it up on the edge. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I'll put the stack witch back on there. Okay. Weird but fun, right? Okay, I'm gonna pause the video and I'm going to put together the other three. I think there's three more because I've done three. Other three flips, And then we'll come back and we'll have a little bit of fun and decorate them. All right, I think I got the last 3 ready to go. I've pulled some labels, some of my washi strips, some papers, the cards. A little story in this one. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can sort of see there's a line in there. I don't know if you recently saw, I did a washi tape, packing tape video where I put some magazines on the packing tape, rubbed the back off the paper so they made their own little sticker, because I'm looking for one. I think I put them away already. On the front, and that worked fine. And I thought, well, maybe I should try it with these guys. Now, the packing tape is only, like 2 inches wide, so I couldn't put the whole thing, so I had to do 2 strips, and I did the paper off. But the paper on these calendars are much thicker than the cheap magazine that technique with the packing tape would work fine on this. If I wanted to get a picture of this, it would work perfectly. So it's really thin. This was much thicker, nicer calendar paper. So the backing really didn't come off. So I decided to, I wasn't going to use it because it was shiny, and I thought, well, I always put a gel matte finish on the calendar pages to make them unshiny, so why am I going to use something shiny? But I decided to go ahead and put the matte gel medium on there, and I ended up gluing it onto a white cardstock. I put it pretty good together. You can still sort of see the line there, but I figured I'd give it a shot and use it because I like the little bluebird. So, all right, so a little backstory on that. All right, so I was thinking about, it's kind of busy, so I was thinking about putting 2 of those on there, kind of brighten it up a little bit. Oh, I wanted to show you this too. It's fun blue paper, it's oil on the inside, but it's one of these I did make the envelope for, and I picked a green paper because there's a bit of green in there. It's hard to tell on the page, but there's a bit of green on there, and then of course, obviously, there is green on that. So, yeah. All right, my glue. Here's my glue right in front of my face. Yeah, so I decided to use both of them. Or all 6 of them, not both of them. Both sides. Because I was thinking, originally I was like, well, could I just use one side? Because it was on one piece of tape. But then I looked at it and I'm like, well, it's just a bird with 2 flowers. This side was just flowers. I'm like, I really got to try to get it together. And it worked. If it didn't work, I'm sure I would have been happy to use the art glitter glue on this pretty thick. Get rid of it. Having 5 for 1 week versus 6 would have not been life-altering for anybody, but there we go. Yeah. All right, so if I use this guy, that would be cute there. Put a little blue behind it, or I like this because it has an interesting shape. I don't know if I'm going to use that. All right, so this I'm going to use down there, and then we'll put that right there. Yeah, that'll be cute. I like that. Let's seem to have gone over the page. Trim that down a little. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Simple, cute, right? Yeah, I like that up top there. That's cute. Okay, guess I won't use those 2 for now, but I'll save them just in case they look good in the other one. I did also I did washi tape the front and back. I used, I got a blue one and then another, it's got some green in there. I didn't put, there's the blue, but then there was had a bit of green in there. And again, the back, if I ever want to decorate, I'll keep that. So, yeah, cute. Okay, so for this one, I did the regular coin envelope. Have some pink washi tape on this side. I used that blue washi tape on this side because it had pink and blue. And on this side, I had the pink. I did some of that washi tape that's got the words on there because this had the words on there too. So, all right, I think I want to make sure that stays open and as much of that to stay open. So I might just shorten this a bit. There we go. And I said I think I ended up using this paper on most all of them, which again goes back to like once you get a formula to do something, there's nothing wrong with doing it over and over again. Because each of these top over, flip over, whatever you want to call them, pages are going to go in different journals. And so they're not going to be next to each other to say, why is there the same paper on there? And they, even if like two of them go in the same journal, they're not going to be on the same page. Maybe it's a 2-signature journal or a 3-signature journal and you put a couple of them in there. They're in different signatures. And then plus they all look completely different because there's different background papers being used, different pictures. So don't be afraid to keep, you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you do something and keep doing the same thing over and over again. All right, so it said postcard, so I found this washi tape that said letter parcel, which I thought was kind of cool. That has some words on it. It might be a little big. This says La Favorita, which I thought could be kind of fun. Ooh, I like that up there. Okay, we're going to put that up there. In the big white space. Yes, yes, yes. Love it, love it, love it. I got this little pink sticker, which could be kind of cute right there. I don't think I'm going to need either one of those. Okay. And again, I don't want it to be over that, so I think I'm going to just tear the end off, rough it up a little, and yeah, that'll be cute. Okay, let's do that. Oops. You think it was heavy or something. So, is anybody getting excited for football season? Can you believe it's here already? My husband's a huge football fan, for sure. And he's always got a couple side leagues going on, some side bets with people, and etc. So, and of course, being near Chicago Bears fans. So quite excited this year about that #1 draft quarterback we picked up. So everybody's all gung-ho on him. So yeah, could be fun. Or it could be the Chicago Bears and in 3 weeks they'll be out of the playoffs already. It's one or the other. That's just how it goes. So I usually end up watching the games with my husband just because, you know, we don't get too much stuff that we'll end up doing together. So yeah, seems to be a little, seems to have shifted a little when I glued it, but then again, it is going to be on two sides of the page, so I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I think it just shifted when I went to put it on. Nothing I can do about it now. That glue is glued good. All right, that one's done. Okay, last one. All right, so this one was kind of interesting. Let me get this stuff off of here. All right, so the page that I had was double-sided. One side is this words, and the other side was this gray. So on most of the ones that I did, everything reflected the same front. But this one I decided to do the over the page as the words and the front as the gray, because when I looked at that, I thought that was really a good stark contrast. And the reason I picked this was because the birds that have this black gray on them, I thought it was a nice stark contrast than putting it on to the word side. Would have worked, would have been fine, but yeah, I just thought that was much better. So I ended up, when I made the pocket, I ended up flipping it over, have some black washi tape with some gray butterflies on, some beige washi tape, the little accent on there. Yeah, so that is why I ended up doing that. So with double-sided scrapbook paper, you can definitely figure out which side you want to put it on. All right, so I have this that had a bit of green on it, so I thought that was kind of cool. And got some, just like a signature there. And I was also thinking about, I had these from one of the other cardboards, which I thought was interesting. And then this was a piece I cut off. And the back said, sweet is the nut, but bitter is his pill. And I thought, sweet is the nut. And I'm pretty sure those look like maybe, I don't know if they're fruits, but they could also be nuts on the tree. But that might be interesting to put that somewhere. So I have that. I was thinking about putting this on there somewhere, but I think I've decided against that. I'll put that on something else. I saw those, and then I do have this that has some green and black on there. So yeah, I think this might end up being enough. So we might not end up using that. It's good to have options though. So I pull them all out. Sometimes I don't really know for sure what I want to use until I end up gluing them down and seeing what they look like. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll lay them on top of each other and I don't know what it is spatially or whatever, but I usually don't get what it's really going to look like until I have them glued down and, you know, nice and hard glued down. And then I kind of figure out a little bit better what it ends up looking like. I do like that, but it really is kind of covering it up. So let's go with that over there. I really do like that name up there, but I have a feeling it's going to be not very light. Actually, I think I like it better now that it's dark. Yeah, it kind of looks like it's part of the background. Oh, I do like it. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't think I'm a fan of that. Even if I ripped it off, it would seem like too many just square pieces there. still feel like I'm missing something. All right, I think I'm gonna put this on here. I picked this one because it's beige, because neutral, but the letters were red. Or I don't even know say if they were red, but the heads were red. It's hard to see them because they are. I don't know if this is going to come up now. Nope. Okay, it is what it is, as they say. All right, do I put the sweet as the nut somewhere? It was just gonna be garbage, but it just happened to be laying there. It was cut off from this. It was cut off from there because it was a little bit taller. It has on there, and then I flipped it over, and I'm guessing this somewhere says sweet as the nut on there, or the other one I have, I should say. I think I'll put it up there. Okay, I am going to, I know it's tiny, but I'm just gonna ever so slightly knock the corners off. It looks very square. And try my ever best to throw a little ink on the edges here. Okay. Sweet as the nut. All right, so if you like the video, like the 365 calendar challenge for this week, give the video a thumbs up. And if you would like to see future versions of this, I do them every week, and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, because that will let you know when I give videos. And don't forget to hit that bell so you get notified. I saw recently how the algorithm works for YouTube, and if you think you don't see people, check it out, because they end up they'll show only part of your subscribers a video, and if enough of them click on it, then they'll show it to more of your subscribers, and then enough of them click on it, then they will show it to non-subscribers. So even if you're a subscriber to a channel, and I'm not even just saying mine, I'm just anybody in general, I mean, unless you're constantly clicking on their video, you're not going to see all of them pop up every day. They might get lost. And the other way is if you like, doing pockets or something, or whatever page ideas or journal ideas. If you click on those videos and like those, then the algorithm is going to show you more journal ideas or page ideas, whatever you clicked on. So yeah, I mean, obviously if you don't like something and it's not really how it is, then don't click on like for that. But if you do like a style of something, or you want to see more journal cards because you saw somebody do journal cards, hit a thumbs up for that video. You're going to see your algorithm and your page reflect that more. Just be careful what you click on, because like right now is, election season. So if you click on a video regarding election season, I'm telling you, they seem to spew out there, and you get a ton of them. I'm just telling you from a friend. Just letting you know. Now all of a sudden, you don't got junk journaling videos on your screen. You got a ton of those. Just saying. Okay, let me just put these few things away, and then I'll show close and personal what these look like. Get rid of the garbage and do that. So yeah, so as I was saying, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up so you get a chance to see more fun videos. Okay, so I'm not going to open them up to show you how they go, because we did that enough. I'm just going to show up close and personal what the decorations end up being. So I thought that was cute. The Tux postcard is la favorita. and a very bad accent. All right, so this one with the weird bird split in half. I still think it came out cool. I like that. All the different colors kind of reflect the purples and the oranges, greens and blues, beiges. Yeah, I really like that one. I'm happy with the green of the pattern, so that was fun. The yellow sunflower with the pink. That was kind of cool. It has a little stamp on there, the words. Try a stack witch. I wonder what a stack witch was. All right, well, all right, something that I did earlier. I didn't really point out to this, so it looks like pottery, but there is like a birdhouse that got tucked inside of this stand of pottery, like almost like you would think it would be at a somebody's garden shed, and the birds are in there. So hence why I picked the airmail on that too, because the birds. And it says but. I think it says butterflies or something underneath there. Might want to put a sticker on there. It says but. Like Nemo, if you ever watch the movie Nemo. I touched the butt. All right, and then this one, I really love that background. It's like splattered, mixed media. Yeah, that one's fun. But the teals and blues and go great with it. It is perfection. Yeah, I like that one. All right, and then last but not least, Sweet as the Nut, the one we just finished. You can sort of still see the name right there. It is there, it's hard to tell. And you can see up close that it does have, it's just not as bright as how it would have been if I had to put it up somewhere a little higher. So live and learn. All right, well that is gonna be it for me today. I truly appreciate each and every one of you that stops by and hangs out with me during the day and watches the videos. So that's gonna be it. And as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.